you ain't like that. I think you need to sit down. It's Green Bay when that back come. No rats, we stacking cheese. It's Green Bay when that back come. I got a plug like Poe and that's on me. It's Green Bay when that back come. Watch when it touch down. I intercept your bag and you ain't like that. I think you need to sit down. It's Green Bay when that back come. No rats, we stacking cheese. It's Green Bay when that back come. I got a plug like Poe and that's on me. Green Bay when that back come.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. It's a lovely Tuesday evening. I don't work Wednesdays, so Tuesdays, we turn up a little bit. But I have a great guest today. But before we get into that, first of all, big shout out to Quick Trip sponsoring the show. And I will say Pizza Puffs are the most underrated thing you can get at Quick Trip. All right. I love me Pizza Puffs. I think they're not, I probably eat too many of them. You know what I mean? Hit a watermelon every now and again, probably. But big shout out to Quick Trip. But I have a guest today. Let me see if I do this right. Oh, here we go. I have a guest today. All right. We got Scott Harvey over here from between the hashes. Yeah, between the hashes. I knew it was that thing. Between the hashes, he does he has a Facebook page. He's on Instagram. He's all over the place. Be sure to check him out. But how's it going, Scott? How you doing tonight? Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you for having me. It is it's been one of those days I was like, I'm excited to be on the show tonight. So telling everybody at work, I'm like, you need to watch this tonight. So I'm excited. I'm having fun and can't forget Lambeau Field in the background. So it's fitting and proper to have it back there.
You were just telling him like, hey, if you ever watch one of this dude's shows, it's about to get better because I'm going to be on that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So and then my family watch party back home, everybody in Connecticut. So everybody, hopefully everybody's enjoying it and get ready. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So you got you got family people watching? Because my family doesn't watch. Like my wife's downstairs right now, not watching.
She's like this. I don't need to hear this. No.
That's pretty much it. But that is cool because you're telling me earlier, like people are watching. So I'm gonna try to do a good job myself. But I've had a couple of beers, a couple of 3. It's kind of like my Friday. But also I drink on Friday, so I don't know if that works, but but it is because I'm off tomorrow. If I'm off, that's what I do. That's my entertainment. I drink beer, and
you're off, then you're on.
You know what I mean? But yeah. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. All right, we are going to talk about a lot of stuff. I want to get to the people in the chat as well. We got some stuff, obviously Aaron Rodgers situations, and I want to talk about some stuff that we're going to be doing this off season because me and Scott, we have a new little bromance going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would call it that. That's probably the good term to call it. Yeah.
We're gonna do some content this year, where just the stuff like I've been talking about. I want to go around Green Bay and kind of showing off Green Bay and like showing people like what they don't see like on TV or whatever. People who have never been here, and the people who have been here, they've been like, hey, I've been there. You know what I mean? So I think it'll be good stuff. And also we're gonna do some stuff together. Scott lives, he's got Lambeau Field in his background. All right, so I'm gonna hang outside that window every now and again.
They open up, so I mean, you can do.
I'll just knock. Do that whole thing when you're trying. You blow it up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. That's awesome.
But like, so you live by Lambeau Field. Before we get into the Packers stuff, which I want to do, I want to talk about you for a little bit. You know what I mean? So you live right by Lambeau Field.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come to be? And like, how did you become a Packer fan? Like, let everyone know. Like I'm gonna get my best Larry King on right now, but let everyone know. Tell us.
Lean in with your arm up like
this. I don't have that much room because I got so close up over here. But who is Scott? Like, how did you come to have Lambeau Field over your back shoulder over there?
So my godmother. So I'm originally from Connecticut, East Coast. Represent. You have to.
Otherwise, they come shoot you.
Exactly. It's like, and everybody.
You were on a podcast and you didn't represent.
Yeah, exactly. You have to shout it out. You have to. So
I would if I was somewhere else and I would talk about Wisconsin or whatever. You got to shout it out. Anyways, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's okay. So Connecticut. My godmother is originally from Wisconsin. She owns this house, and I lived out here in 2010, 2011 after high school, and
Yeah.
then moved back home, unfortunately, and then was like, I need to move back. So the house was still available, and I moved over here. So I'm just, I can't get, over this
Yeah, you're
view.
lucky I didn't know about it because I'd have jumped in front of you,
Yeah,
doctor,
exactly. But yeah, no, my godmother, like I said, she's from Wisconsin, and when we were growing up, I'm gonna tell a little story, but when we were younger, I have three sisters and a younger brother. Shout out to my sisters and my brother. When my parents were having, the next kid in line, she would she'd come over and watch us and teach us this little phrase called, who's your favorite football team? And the Green Bay Packers, and they're like, yeah, like be all excited as a little kid, and
Yeah.
you don't know anything, so like, and then it just evolved from there. And my
Yeah,
brother,
that's kind of how it is. You just got brainwashed in a good way,
exactly,
though.
yeah, exactly.
You
And
know.
my brother was unfortunate and wasn't able to be brainwashed, so that's why he's a Patriots fan.
And see, and that'll happen. Weak-minded people. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head on that one. So. But,
Actually, I think it'd be the opposite. He wasn't able to get brainwashed, but that's how Wilt say it since he's not a Packer fan.
exactly. So, but yeah,
So,
no,
like-
and I've just been a Packer fan my whole life, and
So you live like right there, right? So like all the car parking stuff, you got cars parked up in your yard on Sunday looking like a junkyard except for really good cars.
it is. People don't think they think it's easy. Oh, park a car in your yard. No, it's
No,
not.
they get
that
hostile. I parked in a few yards in my day, and if you don't park exactly how they tell you to park, like bro,
Yeah.
back it in again. He's like, we're
Yeah.
fitting 19 cars here.
Exactly. My neighbor, I don't know, like right here is like this empty area. Like my neighbor gets almost like 100 cars, and he's got it down to a science where.
Yeah, you fit them. They fitting.
And
He about to build a garage. He's like, we go on layers like Kramer and
Exactly,
Seinfeld. Layers, bro.
But yeah, no, when my godmother told me about the house was available, I was like, I want to move back. So I applied to a job and told them I told them I was buying a house to make it look like
Yeah, you're in here for the long haul,
I'm here for the long haul. So
yeah, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be doing this thing forever. But I think it's cool, like just being around Lambeau Field, because I plan on moving to Green Bay. It might not be as soon as like I thought, because I was going to, but then housing market's doing some stuff right now. I think I'm gonna chill for a minute. But anyways, but just being around like that area, because like you can just walk on over to the pro shop like that. That's the thing. If I live that close, I probably don't have a few things I have because I spent my money. I spent my money.
When I first lived here, like I said, in 2010, 2011, like during their Super Bowl run, like I literally was over there every day that I didn't have off, or that I had off of work. And another funny story is, like, I was going into an elevator to go downstairs, and as I'm going in, I literally ran into Morgan Burnett, just boom, just barreled right into him. And the only thing I could ask him was like, "Do you know where the bathroom is?" Like I don't know what I could say. I'm like this 17-year-old.
No,
kid
that,
like,
you know what you say? I think we just had a moment.
And
you gotta look him right in the eye. I don't have that skill. I can't do it.
And he was another thing. He was on Instagram Live or doing something, whatever. And I put that comment in there, and I was like, he looked at it. He goes, "I remember that."
That's fantastic.
And the only thing I could think of was, he goes, "And you asked me where the bathroom was, right?" And I was like, "Yeah."
And he's like, and the funny thing is, I just pooped.
Yeah.
So who else have you met? What Packer player or foreign players have you ran into? I mean, not even just being around, but just like in your life. Like,
I ran into Don Mikowski over at Stadium View.
Yeah, you had that picture.
Yep.
Is he cool or what? Because Don Mikowski is probably like, because someone asked me this earlier. I think Ryan, I didn't respond, Ryan, so I'm sorry, but I will later. But he asked me, I saw the question. He's like, who's your favorite all-time Green Bay Packer quarterback? And like, I think it's probably Aaron Rodgers, because like I do like Aaron Rodgers. Like I have somebody because I was an adult, like when they won the Super Bowl. Like I remember, like the first one, I was like 16, 17. I didn't appreciate it. So this one, I really did. But also Bart Starr, he's like, I love the history of the Packers. So like Bart Starr is like, he's got a lot going on there. But like I'm also like stupid, so I don't know a lot about Bart Starr. I mean, I know that stuff everyone else knows, but like nothing special.
He didn't live too far from my house here.
Yeah, and he was just so cool. He was just so nice to everyone that's ever met him. But anyways, Don Mikowski though was my guy. Like as a kid, 12 years old, I had a 7 jersey. It wasn't a Mikowski jersey. We didn't have money like that, but it was a green jersey. It had a 7 on it, close enough. I was running with it. But Magic Man like was my guy. Like he was my first favorite player. So like, I don't know the question to that, but anyways, because you said that you ran into Don Mikowski, and I want to make sure that my favorite player, or one of my favorite players for sure, is a nice dude. So was he cool to you?
Oh yeah, he was super cool. He's like, I was like, I don't want to be a pain in the butt. He's like, do you want a picture? I was like, yeah, let's take a picture. And he was like, he was super cool about it and everything like that. And he was like talking about how he'd been up here just hanging out and just enjoying Green Bay because he missed it. I guess he lives down. Not he doesn't live in Green Bay, but he says he comes up here every now and then to just be in the atmosphere.
Just vibe it out.
Because around here during game day, you've walked around.
Dude, it is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like
nothing like Green Bay in game day.
Open container laws are non-existent.
Yeah, you just it's insane. Like that's what I tell people, and people like don't realize it. One of my favorite times of the year isn't even in season; it's training camp. Like going down to training camp, and I don't even really watch practice. Like I don't watch them because like I get it. They're all doing the same stuff. They go out, offensive lineman, defensive lineman do stuff. Quarterbacks throw balls into the net, whatever. I can see the highlights. But I like just walking around. Like I watch practice for a little bit, but I don't go in the bleachers. And I know a lot of people do, and that's cool. But for me, I just like meeting up with people, walking around, kind of like, I don't know, just vibing it out a little bit. I don't think there's anything like training camp. It's so fun. I got an NFL Network one year.
I saw your picture in the background. That was
that was
that's when you know you made it. That's when you know you made it. You're on.
Well, I was just
guys, you're right here.
No, I got there early I got there late, and the players were already going through on the bikes. So everyone was over there, and I was like, well, there's no point in going over there and looking over people's shoulders. So then I was like, oh, NFL Network tent is set up, and I saw them all getting ready. They're about to go on. So I just planted myself right where I saw the cameras where they're pointing. I got right in the middle. And then even when people started showing up, I strong armed. I had my elbows up. Even on TV, if you look, like my elbows are kind of out because I'm like, bro, I ain't going nowhere.
No, this is my spot.
Nobody's shoving me out of this thing. You know what I mean?
I claim this land. This is
you know what I mean? What's up, Alice? Don Mikowski was my first signed jersey. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was absolutely my favorite quarterback. So like, I don't know if I would say my favorite quarterback of all time, but like probably because he, like people always talk about Favre made them a fan. Like Don Mikowski was probably, he kind of made me a fan because I was so little. Like my parents, and my uncles, and everybody, they would like watch the Packers get hammered, but the Packers weren't good back then, so they would like bet on like first downs because they're like trying to let's make it interesting. Packers are getting blown up by 35. It's like the 80s or whatever.
I mean, if you ain't got anything, you just might as well try to make entertainment out of something. So
for real. But Allison, training camp is free for the fan. Or it's free. You can go on down there. You got to get there early if you want to get in the bleachers.
Do they still block off Oneida with the trucks? That you can walk right across. I haven't been to a.
They got it. Yeah, they got it blocked out. It's somewhat like a game, as far as like the streets. Not quite probably because like for a game, it's rough. I remember like when I lived over there, and I would like preseason, not really concerned about it too much, and you forget.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in Lambeau traffic and like, oh crap, I'm just trying to go to Kmart, bro.
Yeah. You know that's exactly like I have to like get all my food or like my drinks the day before. Because one time I made the mistake to go down to Quick Trip right down the street, and it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, you missed you got home and it was halftime.
Exactly. I was like, there's so much to go into like just planning your day around game day.
Oh yeah, for sure when you live down there. But all right, so let's talk a little bit. Well, first of all, no, I think we already talked about that. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about some Green Bay Packers football. There's some stuff happening here. For Packer fans, I'm not sure we've I don't remember a quiet offseason that's ever happened for the Packers. And I said this offseason I knew it was gonna be lit, but the last 3 were lit. We stay entertained as Packer fans. You know what I mean?
We have to.
We don't have to get drunk, but you know what I mean.
There ain't much going on in the
Why
offseason
not?
around
You
here,
know?
so like.
But yeah,
I'm kind of running out. I might have to run back to my fridge.
Yeah, dude, I got a little mini fridge under the desk over here.
I'm not as cool as you, Matt. I'm not.
I know you just got to prepare a little bit. That's all I ask.
I did prepare, but I took my preparing already.
Yeah, you took it to another level. You know what I mean? But it looks to be Aaron Rodgers is going to get traded to the Jets. They just signed Alan Lazard. I think they gave him like $11 million a year. I forget the whole exact deal.
Like 4 year, $44 million, something like that.
He got his money, and good for him. He got his money.
He's worth it. He's worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Alan Lazard a lot. And I don't mean no disrespect, but he's worth it to them for sure because they paid it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure that seems.
Now when
I'm glad he got it though.
When teams free agents go to another team, I don't know much about it, but do they get like compository picks? Like,
yeah. They get. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not all that smart in that area, but I know that like if you have your free agents sign with someone else. I don't know if it's every free agent, if it's like whatever, you know.
Maybe
what I mean?
I don't know if it's like restricted.
But there's definitely some type of compository picks. I don't know if that's a tough word.
Something. It's like Worcestershire.
They definitely get something, and I mean, it's not like a huge thing, but they get some picks over there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But so anyways, so the Jets, like apparently Aaron Rodgers, and I'm not going to talk about this for a long time. I want to talk about some other stuff, but we got to talk about this thing. Aaron Rodgers, like, told the Jets, apparently, according to reports, he wants Alan Lazard, OBJ, which is this wild one. He wants like $20 million a year. Yeah, I want OBJ. Like, no problem, bud. We got you. And then he wants Mercedes Lewis. Who was the other one?
Randall Cobb.
Oh yeah, Randall Cobb. So like he's like, I don't know. I don't want to say it, but like he's asking for some stuff, and the Jets are like, yeah, dude, we're all in. We got you, bro. They got Alan Lazard. You know, I don't know. So what do you think about this?
I mean, like I said before, like I don't know if it's just because like they're his friends and he wants them to go someplace, but I mean, like it's a wish list. It's not like it's like I don't think he's saying they need to be here. Like, yeah,
I'll be here when they're here. Let me know. No, I don't think that's that at all.
If you think about it, like he's still under contract with the Packers, so it's like maybe he's trying to like you said on Twitter before, like trying to get his people on a team. Maybe, and then just go, I'm going back to the Packers. Yeah, get them paid and be like, yeah, I'm coming. And if you get these guys here, and then, no, I'm going back to make my $50 million.
Or
who knows?
Or retire. That would be hysterical.
I don't know if he would retire in the same.
No, he wouldn't. I think he would if he wanted to. I don't think the whole Brady thing is that big of a deal to him, because like. Everyone goes in with legends because they're going to the Hall of Fame, and it would be one of the most legendary Hall of Fames ever. But I don't think there's any chance Aaron Rodgers retires. Like he's
it's either the Jets or he's coming back.
Yeah, I full hearted. I think 100% it's the Jets. Like they're doing all the things. Everyone says like they're working on the contract. I think that's the thing everyone says about Aaron Rodgers. Like I see on Facebook still, he needs to make a decision. Like that decision's been made, and it might not have been by him. It could have been by the Packers. Mm-hmm. And like, and then like, I am no way like trashing Rodgers. I love Rodgers, and I'll always love Rodgers, and I'll be a Rodgers fan forever. Like but like, there's a chance the Packers were like, we're going to Jordan Love, because if the Packers stick with Rodgers this year, and then what's up with Jordan Love? Like they have no idea, and they had to give him a boatload of money without knowing. Like it just doesn't make sense for them.
And then I'd seen reports like saying Jordan Love. I mean, I like to hear things from like the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you hear like all these things like, oh, these people are like, oh, if Rodgers comes back, Love's going to demand a trade. Well, maybe he didn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know that he said that, but I think that it's logical to think that he at least would want to say that. And maybe he would say that. First, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love have the same agent. That agent wants to get paid. That's why people don't understand, like when stories break, right? When there's leaks and stuff, a lot of times it's the agent. Because every time a story leaks, it's not just because they're not paying people for these stories. This is not like TMZ. You know, it's not TMZ, Tom Cruise with a picture with his shirt off or whatever. This is like, so people will tell Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter or whoever something because it benefits them. It benefits them or their client. It could be a coach. It could be a GM. It could be a player. It could just be a player who like he's ticked off, finds out about some. I don't think that many people know about most stuff because I think they'd be smart enough to keep it in house. I mean, I don't think people are going home and telling the wife, hey, you know what? So and so is getting traded tomorrow or whatever. You know, like I don't know.
The wife's just like cool, and says she's cooking like dinner.
And then she's on the phone with her friend later. You know what I heard? Next thing you know, she's on Twitter hammering it out. Oh, sources, but
a source close to the source. Like, all right, cool, yeah.
No, but I think usually when that stuff's leaked, it's on purpose. It could be the player that it involves. It could be the team, one of the other teams. It could be another team who just doesn't like that team but heard it. I don't know, but
I mean, Trey Wingo is a credible source when it comes to, I think.
But he was actually right one time because I called him out. First of all, big shout out to Jack over here. Nixon, baby, dude. I tried to spell that name, Keyshawn. I couldn't do it.
Keyshawn.
It's a tough name to spell.
If you think about it, I before E except after C, like you learned.
No, but he is huge to have back. People were saying, first of all, it's not 6 million, it's 4 million, 2 million incentive based. He's huge. He puts the Packers offense in better situation. He wasn't returning kicks the whole year, and like when he was at second half, like he's first in a lot of parts. I mean, I don't have the numbers right here, but he was on top of the league. In a lot of categories, like dude, he's huge.
I think it was almost like 1,100 yards in returns. He's
huge.
Like
it puts your offense in better situations, and not only that, instead of starting from like the 25 or touchback or whatever 18, if they try to run it back and they fall down because that's what the Packers special teams have done for years. Like you get it at the 35 once in a while at midfield, 40-yard line, whatever. Like maybe once in a while he go and takes it for a touchdown. You know what I mean? Who's to say not? No, but it puts him in a better situation. Even if he breaks it to like the 35, 40, like not only do you get that yardage, the offense gets fired up. The momentum kind of gets whatever momentum, however way it was going. It kind of, if they had momentum, it kind of switches it your way. It's a big thing. I think it's way more than just the yards. And also like I think that they maybe they'll try to use him in different ways, like offensively. I think they tried before. Like someone said that he fumbled. They tried it before. I don't remember because I'm usually drinking pretty heavily during those games.
But definitely, like that comment at the bottom, like I would say that's a dark horse. That's a key part of. I mean, it's not like it's the offense, but it sets up.
It's a key part, but it's definitely. It's not like Aaron Jones. It's not the big part, but I think he's very important. He's more important. I think that some people give him credit for.
Know. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Keyshawn Nixon. Keep on going. It's exciting to watch.
And we got if this all goes down the way that it looks like it's going down, all right, all you need is love, all right, and I mean that in like so many ways, you know what I mean. But Jordan Love I don't have like crazy high expectations. Like I made a video earlier about it, and like I don't have like crazy high expectations. I hopefully he does good. I don't think he's gonna do bad. Like I have no idea because I'm not a scout. We've seen him a little bit, but judging a player good or bad, because like a good player, can light it up, on a game. Like, oh, Matt Flynn has done it in situations. The Seahawks gave him like whatever it was, $70-80 million, whatever it was. Yeah. Then they ended up starting Russell Wilson, and then Matt Flynn got paid, and that's good for him. But I'm saying is like you don't know like if so that I think it's the same way. Like if they didn't really highly impress you, like I don't think you really know. So I think the only way we know is to watch. I think Jordan Love's in a good situation. Sat behind Aaron Rodgers all those years. He learned a lot of small stuff that I think and he sat longer than most. I don't think that quarterbacks who are expected to be franchise guys usually sit quite that long. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years, but I think he's in a good situation. Matt LaFleur, I think his offense is spread it around, so it like simplifies it. I think Jordan Love's in a good situation. We'll see what he can do. But what do you expect from Mr. J Love over here?
I'm excited. Like when he came into the game against the Eagles, like he looked, I mean, way better than that Kansas City game that he played, the COVID game that Rodgers was sick. Like he was throwing some, I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable than he did his first few years than, So I'm excited to see, hey, if at the end of the day, like I've told you before, I'm a fan of the Packers. I'll support Rodgers if he's the starter. If Love's the starter, I'll support Jordan Love because that's the quarterback for the team.
That's how I go. So Mike says Love needs a tight end and at least one vet wide receiver to help him. And I definitely agree that the Packers need a veteran wide receiver. I don't care who it is. It doesn't have to be, OBJ, but
I've got a couple in my mind that I feel like.
Because I think tell me those, but real quick, not only Jordan Love needs him, but I think Christian Watson needs. I think Romeo Doubs needs. I don't think they need him, but it would definitely benefit them. Yeah, it would definitely benefit them to have someone who's seen more than a season of football. You know what I mean? Exactly, to like kind of like I think it's important for every position to have that vet dude that they can be like. When you're doing something wrong or maybe a practice habit you could help fix, like Mercedes Lewis, like I've heard stories about him, like he would just like talk to guys and be like, hey, if you do it like that, whatever. Like you need that guy. But who are you thinking are good vets to bring in?
For wide receivers, I would say there's three of them that I would honestly bring in. I'm bringing DeAndre Hopkins.
Would be an option.
Odell Beckham would be
he wants like $20 million a year, but I think he would. I think that'd be great. I'd be out with it.
And then in all honesty, like recently in the news, like I'd bring in Adam Thielen.
Yeah, I actually would. I said that. Thielen, I think would be a good spot. I don't think he's gonna be crazy expensive. I think he might be getting signed like right now. I think I saw something, but I think it's a great name because like when that name comes up, and I know people are like, oh, Packer fans are like, oh, we don't like him. He said these things about the Packers. He made fun of our stadium, but that's why I like him. I love someone who loves the rivalry, like players who respect the rivalry. I want Viking players to trash the Packers.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to trash them.
Yeah,
that's just kind of how it works. But
exactly, that's how it works. But yeah, no, those would be the three veteran wide receivers that I'd bring in. If it'd be an option. I mean, obviously not all three of them, but
yeah. You get all three of them, bro.
Yeah.
It's time to turn the PlayStation off.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and here's the thing too that I want to touch on. What's up, David? Thanks for thanks for the comment. He said Love has a lot of practice time with Torrey, Dobbs, and Watson. See, and here's the thing because like a guy like DeGuara, I think with Jordan Love. He's going to touch the ball a lot more. I mean, next year, like we'll see what the tight end options are. I think they'll be different because I think Tunyon's going to be Audi 5Gs. He's probably getting signed, and I love me some Robert Tonyan a lot. I think he's a really cool dude, even off the field. Like he's just so cool. And so it'll suck to lose him. But DeGuara is a guy that like they got drafted together, I believe, or like I think it was the same year. Years. They confuse me, but they're close.
A year before, or
anyways, they're friends. Jordan Love was at DeGuara's wedding, so like I feel like they practice it together a lot because DeGuara's down on the depth chart. Jordan Love's a backup. They're throwing balls to each other. They're friends, and then that's usually how it goes. Like Aaron Rodgers with Jordy Nelson. Like he used to throw balls to him all the time because Jordy wasn't a starter then, or he definitely wasn't a big part of the offense. So I think they build those relationships. So I think DeGuara will be a guy that you'll see get more balls, and like we'll see what he does with those opportunities. But like, I would definitely love to see a veteran wide receiver, like a tight end. He definitely got some moves to make. I'm not sure that they're aware that free agency started or not, but the rest of the league is getting after. No, but they're kind of in a spot because they don't know the cap situation. But I don't think that Packers were going to be a big free agency like out the gate. And when are they ever? Besides that Preston really Smith year,
they never.
Yeah, besides
the offseason, it's just been. I mean, you like when that one year when they signed Smith, Amos, and the other Smith, like all in the same year? Was that a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Like that.
I think Amos is Audi too.
Yeah, unfortunately, like he was really like one of the players that I really enjoyed watching.
Yeah,
But
I do love
you know,
Adrian Amos. He did my podcast. He didn't do many, but he did mine. He
I
might have
remember I
regretted
saw
it
it.
and changed his whole stance on doing podcasts after that. But
But
no,
hey,
but
you were the reason why he changed. So
yeah, he was like,
I mean,
I ain't doing that ever again. I don't know. No, but he's someone who I really like. But yeah, like, dude, I'm just like a fan though. Like, I'm not like, like people like, oh, we need, because Cap this and that. Like, yeah, I'm just a fan. Like, dude, I don't worry about all that. I let them worry about that. But I do love meeting Adrian Amos. But I understand the business of it. Like, it doesn't always work out.
exactly.
But yeah, they definitely got some holes to fill over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a great comment right here. Oh, that's the wrong one, but this is probably good too. He said, no matter what, no matter what, we will be better than the Bear. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
so
They can try all they want.
Trying to read two comments at once over here. Good comment. Thank you. Gary said, I want to see Rudy Ford back in the building. Dude, definitely. I don't know. Like, yeah, he's out there. I think that there's a good chance he will be. I remember when I was at that Titans game, whenever they could Rudy Ford for the rest of my life, I'll never forget this player. I was at the Titans game. I was at the primetime game. We were up and we had like 6 seats. I was like, it was just like a cool experience.
Oh, you were balling. You were balling.
Yeah, once in a lifetime. Yeah.
I saw your chain, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like once in a lifetime type of situation. And I remember because someone recorded my son screaming, right? That's why I have that video. I post it once in a while. Yeah. And I asked him, I was like, why'd you start recording? He's like, I started recording because you yelled, Rudy Ford is a Hall of Famer. And then we were all just going crazy. I think he got an interception. He got screwed over or whatever. I drank a lot that day. But
you have to. You have to. It's game day. So it's,
yeah, especially,
Was it a lot or was it just a game day a lot?
No, it was.
That's the difference.
Well, I barely remember the game, so there's that.
I mean, you were having a good time. You were having a good time.
Yeah, it was like one of those. It was a rare because usually I try not to drink too much at games because I want to, remember the game and talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's not like but you know what I mean. But all right, let's get to comments here. The Bears still suck. They'll go down twice a year. Like a fat kid on a seesaw.
Why does it say? Why is there a star with the A?
I know. I wasn't sure like what the word. I was like,
I thought he was swearing. I was like,
yeah, that's why I stopped talking. But no, yeah. Anyways, let's keep it moving. So let me ask you this: like, when did you start? Because you do a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
And you and some friends. When did you start doing that?
So before I get to that,
why? How did that come to be?
So before I get to it, I told the guys. I told the guys before I got on. Shout out.
You're not gonna moon everyone, are you? This is a family show. All right, Scott. It's a family show. All right, let's not keep your butt in your pants.
I don't know. So before I get to that, shout out to Ricky's Pick, shout out to Skinny John Madden, Fantasy Focus, and Fear the Parker Beard. Those are my 3 hosts.
There you go.
Those are my guys. Those are I told them, they're like, give us a shout out. I was like, you already know. Like, so it started, like I said, I'd watched you a bunch of times and I was like, you know what? My buddies and we FaceTimed and I was like, well, let's just make this, me and my buddy Ricky. We first started off Ricky's Picks. It was just me and him. And then we brought in a couple other people. And then, my buddy Fantasy Focus, Lyle, came in. And then we brought in Parker because he's, like a Giants fan. So we've got all aspects. We got me, the Packer fan, Ricky, the Jets fan, whatever. And Lyle.
Did you have a Jets fan over there?
Yeah, Lyle, the Commanders fan. And then Parker,
that's going to get interesting. Keys might get card. Or cars might get keyed.
Yeah.
Set it backwards.
I appreciate the effort on that one though.
Yeah.
And then Parker, Fear the Parker Beard is just, I don't know if that's his name. That's just what I called him. And he's
that's a cool name.
Fan. So we
Giants. Yeah, you got it.
We just talk about everything. And Ricky with this offseason with the Rodgers news, and I said, you know what? This was the last 3 years of us as Packer fans. So I said, just relax. Rodgers said it. Relax. That's all you got to do. And everybody's like, oh, TikTok, like, like make your decision, like relax.
Yeah.
When he's going to say something, he's going to say something. We got this huge group chat with like a bunch of other people and there's a bunch of Jets fans and they're like, when's Rogers is coming to New York. Like, relax. Like, just wait.
I know. I think it's funny though that they get all impatient. Like I saw Jets fans on Twitter complaining.
Mhm.
I'm like it just begun, bro. This is
Just
what we
wait.
do.
Yeah. That's why like I said, the last 3 years, and I've told like other friends, I was like, I try not to deal with Packers offseason news
Yeah,
because
I
I
don't.
know what's going to happen. Like
Yeah.
when I was like I said before, because I worked over there, and like it's just like it was always just
Oh yeah,
quiet.
you worked at Lambeau Field. Huh? What did you do over there?
So I worked in facilities, maintenance, and like anything they needed me to do. So like I kind of go, yeah,
Like anything. They're like,
within
go
reason.
get Mark Murphy's laundry.
Within reason, like yeah. But
You think Mark Murphy gets his own laundry? Someone's doing it, dude.
yeah. So, but yeah, I worked in there. I'll just say facilities. Like I did everything,
Yeah.
and so like I was not like, close with the players, but like I dealt with them on a daily basis. Yeah, it was fun.
You were telling me that the other day. So like that's cool stuff that we got to talk about, all right?
Oh, yeah.
So who was the coolest player? You've met Aaron Rodgers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have.
You've been in his house, like you're digging through his drawers and stuff. What happened?
But I think like the coolest, I mean, it's not a Packer player, but like I think the coolest person that I met Lil Wayne as he was going up to one of those suites. I mean, that was kind of cool, but I mean, like I dealt with Rogers and Bakhtiari with, just driving around on their golf cart, flying in. Just
you drove the golf cart?
No, I saw him driving it, but like.
Oh, I thought like you were in there drive because not their like person. Rogers has that one for Bakhtiari, but a lot of players get driven in. There's like some guy there. I don't know if he's a coach or who. Or they have like special drivers. Like, do they take golf cart like driving tests? I don't know.
I'm sitting on the floor scrubber that was probably bought during the Vince Lombardi days. Like
like the steering and they went by having a good time, and you're over here trying to control this thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do my job, and then you just see like he cuts in front of me, and then you see like Lovin' 69, like all like Rogers' license plate that's on the back of that. Yeah,
they slow down for nobody.
No, they had his own parking spot in like the back. Like you go up to like the little ramp. I mean, you've been around the loading dock area.
Yeah. I kind of see that area.
So you like walk up, and then it's like to the right of it is like where Rogers has his own little VIP parking spot. But one time
I was over there when I made that video with Rashawn Gary. We were in that spot.
Like, I was going over there. They're like you can't go over there. Like Rashawn Gary and his friend are doing some commercials, and I look and I was like, I know who that is. It's Matt Ramage. I was like, I mean, I'm excited to see Rashawn Gary, but I'm like, that Matt Ramage, like that's just a guy like us, like just like making it big, like. But Rogers coming through one time. I'm on this little like Zamboni floor scrubber, just cleaning the area, and Rogers is walking by me, and there's a tour that's coming down, and you could kind of see the look in his face, like just like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So he walks up and just stands behind him and doesn't say anything, and looks up and he goes, "You look at that guy right there." And of course, he's pointing at himself, and then when he turns around, they're just like, "Oh!" And he's like taking photos with them, and I saw. Like Bakhtiari when he's doing that little bicycle thing, that commercial that he does on like this, I forget what bicycle it was. But
I think you're talking about.
And then it's just like, I don't know. I just like seeing like the tours come through, and like it's cool when like a player comes through and they're just like so starstruck, which is great. That's the way our fans are, and just like, oh, whoa.
You almost knocked the whole thing out right there.
Yeah,
no, but like Rashawn Gary told me, because I was talking to Rashawn Gary when I did that commercial shoot, like just BSing with him, and I asked him, I was like, "Don't they like give you a tour of this area?" Because he was like, "Oh, look at that." Because we were like going in all types of different areas for this video. Like we were in the concessions area, we were like where the fans go, and then we were in other spots up top too. But when we were down in the concessions, he was like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like, "They don't give you a tour of the stadium?" Well, like when you get drafted,
when you
get and he's like, "Well, they do, but not like this part." Like give me a tour, like the weight room. Get to work, bro. They're like not like awesome. They never really see that.
It's awesome. What do we got? What do we got? The people saying.
All right, we got here Matt Ramage. I'm here to support you. I need that hoodie. All right. I appreciate that. I think he just got booted out. I'm not sure what happened. He is gone. But let's get to some comments over here. Oh, he's back. He's back. We got him back, people. I don't know what happened. He dropped his phone. What happened?
No, I was just sitting here and I'm just like, uh-oh, that's not. I was like, no. I've been sitting here. I'm like, so.
All right. So what are your thoughts on the NFC North this season? Before we probably wrap this up pretty quick, but NFC North. So let me, while you stew on that question, because it was a great question, great podcast question. All right, because that's what we're doing here. But no, the NFC North. I think next year. Like, I'm not even talking about the Packers. Like when we talk about the NFC North, because obviously we're gonna talk about the Packers a lot. First of all, the rest of this offseason, especially after we know what's going on with the quarterback situation, for sure. Like I think we know, but you know what I mean. But anyways, other than the Packers, I think the Lions are that team. Like that team in the North that concerns me the most. I think the Lions are going to be good. They struggled early on. They kind of dominated the second half of the season. They really did some stuff. They got rid of Jamal Williams, though. He's a free agent, I believe. I don't know if he signed somewhere yet or what, but I love me some Jamal Williams. But I think
that wouldn't be smart to get rid of him.
He like led the league in touchdowns for running backs. But he I think that Lions team, like that coach is the right coach. I think they got a right thing. I'm not saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I think that they're a team that worries me, and I think that they're going to have probably a pretty good year next season, because you finish the season strong. I think that comes in the next season. They didn't lose a bunch of guys that lost. I'm not even know who they might have lost, and they're gaining. But I think they have a great coach, and I think they changed the culture a little bit over there. I mean, they didn't change it yet because you got to win something to say all that. But what are your thoughts? Who is that team in the NFC North that bothers you? If you say the Vikings, I will boot you. I'm just kidding.
I would say the Lions, regardless of what the quarterback situation is in Green Bay. Just look out for the Lions. Like, either they're going to finish first or they're going to finish second. I don't think that.
I definitely agree with that. They will be first or second.
I mean, the Vikings are, like you said before, you're in a coma. Like, I'm not waking up from that.
Yeah.
The Bears, they're trying. I give them a little more credit than the Vikings. It's just like a little bit, but
yeah, because the Bears have so much cap room. Like, the Bears are in a situation that is very good. I don't think it's going to be like immediately good, but
within the next 5 years.
I think they paid like $90 million in like linebackers and free agency. Even though some people I didn't like really see like who they picked up, but they were saying, well, you like go to that guy, and they got two guys more expensive than him that are not as good. But I think the Bears are in a good situation. They got they're on a rookie contract with the quarterback who they think is that guy. Obviously, like Packer fans, like we watch the games, whatever. But will he improve? Because I have no hate for Justin Fields. Like I actually find him like to be hard to hate. I mean, Kirk Cousins you can make fun of and all that, Jay Cutler, but like Justin Fields, like I don't know, he seems like a nice guy. So, the older I get, no, but I think he's great. Like no, like we'll see. I think he's similar to Jordan Love, except for he got a year under him, but he played early on, so like they're gonna have stumbles or whatever. I don't think we know what Justin Fields is yet. He's shown like sparks of what he can do, but if he gets the passing game down and he like really starts laser in, it might be all right. But like I say, the Bears are in good situation, but will they take advantage of it? Like with their cap room, do they? They sucked for like 116 years. You know what I mean? You start to accumulate a little bit of cap. You know what I mean? But I have no faith that the Bears will be any good next year either. I really don't. But I think that they have a chance to build something there. I'm not sure that they'll actually do it. The Vikings, I think they're gonna take a step back, because that's what the Vikings do. They about every 10 years they have a good season, but they don't do anything with it. But they like
classic Vikings.
Yeah, they can brag a little bit. Oh, look at us, we're like we're 6-2, and then look at us, we're like 7-4,
6-10. We're 6-10.
No, but like they did their thing. They had a little half a year. They got their hats. I mean, that's all Viking fans care about. They got the division hats. They're happy to go. I mean, make a flag out of it. You'll have a good time.
Their T-shirts, their NFC North championships. I would say, I mean, I'm not going to predict it, but I would say like in a way, if you would think about it, I would say Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings in that order. In all
Yeah,
honesty,
I won't
in
say
all
like
honesty,
for sure. Well, yeah,
I'm
I
not. I'm
mean,
not saying it's for sure,
oh
but
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean
yeah.
that's
I'm
just
not saying. I'm not saying
that'd
like
be an
right now
option.
though. The Packers are gonna definitely like they're gonna like I don't even know. And
Who
especially
knows?
since the trade hasn't even happened yet, it's like so early for me to get my mind around like what the Packers that will actually be next year, and I
Exactly.
don't want to.
I just hang
But
out.
like, dude,
Yeah.
understand people. Like, let me say this. People understand the Packers are not going back into the dark ages. I see this from everyone talking about the Packers are they're gonna go back and they're gonna suck for 30 years. Like, get over it. Like, bro, first of all, the Packers franchise is run too smoothly and too good for that.
Mm-hmm.
This is not gonna turn into like the Bengals of the 90s or whatever it was, or the Jaguars or whatever generation you're in. There's that
Yeah.
team that sucked like most of your life. Everyone has that team. Like when like the Bengals, like when I don't want to say when I was young, but like when I can remember, like the Bengals were just trash like forever. But like the Packers
Yeah.
are not going to go into that. They're built too good. That is why probably they don't win Super Bowls as often as they should, because
Mm-hmm.
they want to maintain that thing. They don't want to spend too much. They don't want to do anything crazy because they want to maintain that greatness, which probably does at time cost them Super Bowl runs. But there were so many times in the Aaron Rodgers era that they should have won a Super Bowl. Like 2014, people talk about, oh, Aaron Rodgers, that wasn't his fault. So many things happened, so many stupid things, and so many times
Exactly.
in the Packers history, especially in the Rodgers era, that you just fluky stuff happened. Defenses gave up stuff. Rarely Aaron Rodgers was like throwing interceptions and like giving the game
Mm-hmm.
away. I mean, there was times when he wasn't Aaron Rodgers, his standards, but most of the time it was always some fluky stuff. Like the football gods were like, bro, it ain't gonna happen for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
gave you one. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, but that's one more than some other players, and like
Oh yeah, and that's I absolutely agree. Like I made that video earlier. I was like, dude, like I enjoy all of it, dude. I don't take it for granted. Like people say, like, oh, some people take it for granted. Like I don't take it for granted. Every year that the Packers are good, I don't take it for granted. First of all, that's what I do. I talk trash. It's hard to talk trash when your team is trash. You know, I'm still gonna
exactly.
do it. I'm still
Exactly.
gonna, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
You have
But
to.
like
You have to.
it makes it more difficult. It gives them something to say back. Because like you can argue with a Vikings fan and it always ends the same way. 13-time champion. How many you got? And then they're
Yeah.
like, I don't count championships. And then it ends kind of like there. It kind of
Yeah.
sputters off. You know what I mean?
You're not supposed to count championships before the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Like no.
Yeah, you're
like,
not supposed to hang banners for division titles either. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of how those conversations go. But it's a lot easier when you have a good team. But I think the Packers will be all right. We're going to talk about this this Packers team a lot going off into the offseason, especially after this Rodgers stuff. Aaron Rodgers will be on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow. I have a feeling that he's probably going to talk about it. You know, I mean, I've heard from like the reporters and all the people that know stuff that they were working on a deal. They're trying to figure out because Aaron Rodgers is going to do like 60 million or whatever, and the Packers don't want to pay it. And the Jets don't want to pay it. So like if the Packers say, hey, we'll take some of that, we'll pay some of that because we'll absorb it. But now we want a first round pick and this whatever it is. And then the Jets might say, well, we'll take the whole contract, but we're only going to give you a second or third round or whatever it would be. I'm not smart enough to know how those trades work, but that's kind of like how it works. Like the Packers, a lot of teams do it. I mean, people hear, well, this player got traded for a first round pick, and then this other player got traded for a third round pick. Well, that player is really good. How do you get traded for a third round pick? Well, because they took that whole contract and shoved it down their face hole.
Yeah, exactly. Like
so,
people see that and they're like, "Oh, Jalen Ramsey got traded for a third round and a tight end." Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Miami took the rest of his contract. And okay, cool.
There's always contract stuff, and I'm not smart enough to know about the contract. The contract stuff confused me. I don't even know how much I make an hour at work. So like,
I just work in a warehouse.
Like I check I look at my check. Like, how much do I make? Oh, that's depressing. But yeah. But like, we'll see what happens with Aaron Rodgers. But if it looks like Aaron Rodgers is getting traded. Anyone who's in denial, it's time to just It's not
like we're trading him in his prime. We got amazing years out of Rodgers. And you go to a game, it's just like, whoa.
And I don't think that it's Aaron Rodgers. People talk about like Aaron Rodgers wants out. I'm not convinced. I think that there's a chance that the Packers kind of like made that decision for him. And I don't know. Either way, I don't care. Like, I'm good. I love the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, if he's going to get traded to the Jets or whatever, I'm not going to root against him. I mean, people ask, like, are you going to watch? Like, yeah, I'll watch. I watch most football games. If the Packers ain't on, I'll watch.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
And I got no beef with Rodgers. You know what I mean?
And like I've told you before, at the end of the day, we're Packer fans. You support Rodgers if he's going to be quarterback. You support Love if he's going to be quarterback. And
or even if it's me. It won't be me.
You know what I mean?
It won't be me.
It's Matt's time to shine. Like Brucey. It's Brucey's time to shine.
Yeah, it's Brucey's time to shine, baby. What's up, Jake? Younger Rodgers won a Super Bowl 13 years later, nothing else. But that's the thing. That kind of seems like what the NFL is like these quarterbacks kind of win early. Like even Patrick Mahomes, he ended up winning 2, so that's different. But like I think it's like that new spark. But like even when Rodgers won a Super Bowl, that was not because Rodgers was so dang terrific. Like he had a good playoff run, but like that team was good. They had all those injuries that kept people stepping up.
That was
that was a team thing. That wasn't because Aaron Rodgers. Like rarely, like even like Patrick Mahomes, like his Super Bowl, his stats in Super Bowl are not that good. And I'm not dragging. I love Patrick Mahomes. I think he's great. I think he's family's a little off the rocker, but but I like him. But it's not just the quarterback, it helps to have a Hall of Fame quarterback. You don't need a Hall of Fame quarterback to win a Super Bowl. You need a complete team. Like the Eli Manning, I love Eli Manning, especially after football. I think he's hilarious, but like he's by no means like on the top 10 best quarterbacks or whatever. And he's not true. Like he's a winner because he had a great team. He played good when it mattered. But like that's all you need. Like, I don't care what they say. Like get hot in the playoffs. How many players? Not just quarterbacks. Players. You got wide receivers. Like it's wide receiver at 200 yards in the playoffs. No one even knew his name yesterday. You know what I mean? Like that. That's all you need. A little bit of luck.
And it's like going off that with Nick Foles. He's a backup. He won a Super Bowl against the Patriots.
And now he can't. Now he can't. He'll never start again. I mean, unless somebody gets hurt. Like I don't even understand what Nick Foles' situation. Like it seems like he should be good. He won a Super Bowl. How do you go on that kind of a run and then you suck now? Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not saying he does, but like he can't get a job. Like I have no idea. I mean, I don't think he's not playing for a reason. You know what I mean? He's not starting for a reason. But anyways, all right, everyone. Exactly. We got Scott over here. He is from Between the Hashes. You can find him on Facebook.
Yep. Live
Instagram,
every Wednesday.
Twitter, TikTok, and he's live every Wednesday on Facebook. You're not on YouTube?
I don't know YouTube that much.
Yeah, well, you better learn it, bud.
I will learn that.
Do you have an audio podcast? Like, I'm going to teach you the ways, all right? We're going to get you an audio podcast.
We got this.
Yeah, you and your crew. I'm going to teach you how to set this stuff up.
We got, and then you and I, we got big things coming this offseason.
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of videos over there, over by Lambeau Field.
We got the frozen tundra.
Yeah, we got some stuff coming, people. We're gonna do some fun stuff over there by Lambeau Field, doing some content, and it's gonna be good. Yep. Probably, maybe half good.
I'm sure it will be.
It might be. I don't want to throw
you know what I mean?
I don't want to throw no guarantees out there. You know what I mean?
We'll see.
But everyone, be sure to check out Scott. Stay tuned for us. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast, subscribe on YouTube. And you can find me on Facebook where I'm doing stupid stuff. And on Instagram, Twitter, I'm everywhere. If there's a social media place, I'm probably on that thing. Not OnlyFans though. I'm not on OnlyFans. I mean, unless you think I can, hey, you gonna give me $1? No, I'm sorry. I should have said that.
That's awesome.
But, I'm saying, you know what I mean? Money, money. You know what I mean? $2 is $2. All right, we're out this thing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, people.
Thank you for having me.
Green Bay when that back come. Watch when the touchdown. Intercept your bag and you ain't like that. I think you need to sit down. It's Green Bay when that back come. No rats, we stacking cheese. It's Green Bay when that back come. I got a plug like Poe and that's on me.